Colonel Joseph Ryan, a Yuzov P-38 pilot, is shot down over Italy and taken to a POW camp. Ryan insists that the camp commander, Major Basilio Battaglia, salute him as a superior officer, which the sympathetic second-in-command, Captain Vittorio Oriani, translates. Most prisoners are British from the 9th Fusiliers. Their previous commanding officer recently died due to being placed in the sweatbox as punishment for hitting Battaglia. Major Eric Fincham is the senior British officer until Ryan, being senior, arrives and assumes command. Italy is close to surrender, and Ryan declines to support Fincham's escape attempts. When Fincham captures American prisoners stealing medical supplies from a British secret hoard, Ryan orders Fincham to distribute the medicines to the seriously ill prisoners. He infuriates Fincham by revealing an escape plan to Battaglia in exchange for prisoners being treated better. When Battaglia refuses to issue new clothing, Ryan orders prisoners to strip and burn their filthy uniforms. Battaglia throws Ryan into the sweatbox as punishment. When Italy surrenders, the guards flee and Ryan is freed. The British promptly try Battaglia as a war criminal. He portrays himself as a broken man who has repudiated fascism. Rather than executing him, Ryan sentences him to the sweatbox. A German fighter plane overflies the camp, forcing Ryan and the men to flee into the Italian countryside with Oriani's help. They hide out in some ruins while Ryan attempts to contact Allied forces. The next morning, the Germans recapture the prisoners and load them onto a northbound train. Fincham assumes Oriani betrayed them until he is found severely battered aboard the train's prisoner carriage. The Germans then shoot all ill prisoners. Fincham blames Ryan for letting Battaglia live and derogatively calls him von Ryan. The train travels to Rome, where a German officer, Major von Clement, takes command. Ryan pries up the railcar floorboards. That night, when the train stops, Ryan, Fincham, and Lieutenant Ord sneak out and kill several guards. They free a covered goods wagon of POWs, who help them kill the remaining guards whose uniforms they then don as a disguise. Ryan and Fincham capture von Clement and his mistress, Gabriella. As the train moves out, another train follows. Von Clement reveals that the second train is carrying German troops and is on the same schedule. Further, von Clement is to receive orders at each railway station. A German-speaking British chaplain, Captain Costanzo, impersonates the German commander to ensure their passage through the next station in Florence. There, a plainclothes Gestapo officer notices Ryan's American wristwatch, then boards the train and buys it from him. The prisoners leave quickly. Through documents received in Florence, they learn that both trains are headed towards Innsbruck, Austria. Through trickery and a quickly forged typewritten order, the prisoners switch their train onto a different line at Bologna. The troop train continues on toward Innsbruck. Von Clement and Gabriella are kept bound and gagged, but they escape at a stop, killing Ord. Both are shot by Ryan and the train proceeds. Later, German commanders learn of the train's diversion and begin queries. That night, the train stops at what is thought to be a clearing and the men get off to head for safety. Aircraft, which Ryan identifies as Lancaster bombers, appear overhead and begin bombing the area. Ryan orders everyone back on the train. The train restarts and passes an oil storage yard being bombed by the Allied aircraft. Several cars catch fire, and the train must stop to aid the wounded and release burning goods wagons. With 3 dead and some 60 wounded, Oriani and the train's Italian engineer tell Ryan and Fincham that the only option is to reroute the train at Milan to neutral Switzerland. Waffen-SS troops, led by Colonel Gortz, have discovered the earlier ruse and await the train, but are slowed when Oriani and the men disable a signal box at Milan, knocking out the track diagrams inside the control center. The prisoners reroute the train northwest through manual switching and drive straight through without stopping. When the train diagrams are finally reactivated, Gortz realizes he has been outmaneuvered and leads troops in pursuit. As the Alps appear, the prisoner train is attacked by German aircraft, rocket fire collapsing boulders onto a section of track. The POWs clear the track and use sections of the rails behind them to repair damaged sections and attempt to derail the oncoming German train. As the Germans race up from behind, Ryan, Fincham, and others stay behind to hold them off. The Germans see the sabotaged railway tracks and stop in time. Many soldiers are killed in the resulting battle, including Bostic. The prisoner train moves out as the men run for the moving rear platform with the Germans in pursuit. Most make it onto the train, but Ryan is killed by gunfire still running for the train as it approaches Switzerland.